So this is about a reoccurring, you might say, pattern within me. This is about judgment and some facts of, or some basics of this existence. And often we have thoughts, very often thoughts about another, judging another, like why does she dress this way, or why she talk this way. I don't like how they are acting, she is so annoying, what he's saying is not true, I don't like what he's saying, I don't like this, I judge that, this should be in place, this figure is totally ridiculous. Making judgments and criticism of others in our heads, or in spoken words, or served out as actions. We judge another. It may be very sublime and hidden even in our reality, but nevertheless it very often occurs that we blame one another, we judge one another and blame one another. And judgment, with such a phenomenon as judgment, when we judge another or ourselves, it's, there is really no judgment, because once I have walked in another's shoes and seen what they have seen and experienced what they have experienced, then I would think that okay, there is no judgment because of how they were raised, because of how they were programmed and designed and developed and suited into. So in fact there is no judgment, although it plays out as judgment. We can very clearly see in the world that people are being judged and bullied and blamed and mocked and brutalized and murdered and abused. There are so many things that are a outflow of the back-shutting demon of judgment or blame within us. And a thing about judgment is that whenever I judge somebody, I am in fact judging myself. Whatever I judge another for, I will face for myself. Because it's always that mathematics of so within, so without, as above, so below. And when I metaphysically or however judge another being for something, that mathematics, those programs, those energies, that judgment, those emotions will strike me out. Sure, then it's not. I mean, this is very well proven many times over and over, and you can test it out for yourself. How, if you judge another being, how does that really affect back at yourself and your living? How does the terminology of so within, so without actually play out in real time? Interesting concept, I would say. So the goal must then be to live in such a peace of self that one doesn't have to, or feel the urge to, or have the, what shall I say, urge or capacity or desire or programmed to actually judge another being. Because as I said, there is no judgment. We all have our individual programming and design and upbringing, and programs of mind are very much occurrence, and there is nobody to be judged or blamed for that. We must rather work on ourselves and remove all the judgment from within, because what we judge are not, so we can stop the blame game, literally stop the blame game, stop the judgment, stop criticizing another, stop hurting another, stop abusing life, and rather find strength and build and create and strengthen those things that are weaknesses. Strengthen that is weaknesses, and strengthen our weaknesses and strengthen our strengths. And be of support instead of judging. be of support and nourishment and care and love, and bring prosperity and equality and oneness and equality, and bring support to the situation, bring solution and support to a situation. And instead of, because judgment will always point back at self. This is proven all the time, constantly. Some call it karma, some call it whatever. And we all have those demons in our minds, that energies that play out, that judge, that blame, that criticize, that mock, that blame. And so this is something that I walk in right now to sort of investigate, what am I judging, why am I judging, who am I judging, and to forgive it all in great detail and let it go and become one with the situation and embrace it all, and bring solution instead of just blaming and judging until something strikes me the fuck out, because if I keep blaming and judging and criticizing, even though it's minute backshots in the head, but blah 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 blah, way back there in the mind, blaming this, for dressing that way, for talking this way, for being this way, for doing like that, it always, no matter who it is, it always comes back to self. So are you clear from your judgment, from your blaming? So this is me just highlighting what I'm walking right now, looking into judgment and blame perspective, that I'm working again to work on the many layers within me of dimensions and forgive it all and bring a solution, which is to embrace, which is to include, to care, to support, to bring solution, to strengthen and build, instead of judge, blame and tear down. Thank you very much. Enjoy.